In this video, we're going to talk about how to multiply and divide rational expressions. And just like before, we're going to start with using numerical fractions and remembering how to multiply and divide those. So when we're multiplying fractions, you might remember this from earlier in your educational career, we multiply the tops and we multiply the bottoms. So we multiply across. 3 times 1 is 3, 5 times 5 is 25. So this is 3/25. Now one thing that we can do as a shortcut is we can simplify before multiplying. So I could multiply this out. A lot of times we will want simplified fractions, so then I would have to simplify it. But if I look at this, I can see that I'm going to have a common factor of 7 in the numerator and denominator. So if I multiply it out, I would have 21 over 56. I know that 21 is 3 times 7, or 7 times 3. I know that 56 is 7 times 8. And I can cancel the 7s. But look at this. I just did extra work that I didn't need to do because what I could do is cancel the 7s first. So if I cancel the 7s from the top and bottom, then I'm going to have 3 times 1, which is just 3, and 8 times 1, which is just 8. So it's going to equal 3/8. So let me erase this work. Because I would rather make things easier on myself and cancel before multiplying. Now you might remember that when dividing fractions, there's an extra step that you need to do first, which is that you need to flip the second fraction and multiply. So this is 8/11 times 11 over 5. Now, again, I see that I can cancel the 11s before multiplying. So that gives me 8/5. And for my final numerical example here, we have 5/6 divided by 15/7. So first we rewrite it as 5/6 times, flip the second fraction, so we get 7 over 15. Now, one thing that I've been doing as I've been canceling is writing 1s. That's not really super important here when I'm canceling the same number, but sometimes what I can simplify isn't exactly the same number, but I can still simplify a common factor. So here I see I have 5 and 15. They're not the same number, but I know I can cancel a 5 out of each. So I know that 15 is 3 times 5. And I know that I have a 5 here, so I can cancel that out. And that leaves me with a 3. So that's going to give me 1 times 7, or 7 on the top, 6 times 3, or 18 on the bottom. And it always is useful to check whether your answer is fully simplified. So I know that there are no common factors between 7 and 18, so my answer cannot be simplified any further. So explaining how to multiply and divide fractions here, I'm going to say that you multiply across multiply the numerators together, multiply the denominators together. When dividing, flip the second fraction, or sometimes we say multiply by the reciprocal. And then we want to cancel common factors before multiplying if possible. Okay. So let's look at these examples where we have variables. So for the first one, we want to multiply these things. So first I'm going to check for any common factors. We have 6 and 7, they don't have any common factors. X plus 2 and x minus 3 also don't have any common factors. Now sometimes people are tempted to cancel these x's. It doesn't work like that. This whole x plus 2 is the factor, and the whole thing x minus 3 is the factor. So if the whole thing is not the same, then it cannot be canceled. If this was an x plus 2 on the top here, then I would be able to cancel that entire factor. So I can't cancel anything, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply. So when I'm putting these together, I'm going to have 6 times x minus 3 over 7 times x plus 2. I'm going to write the 7 in front. I don't need to, it's the same thing. Now you can just leave it like this, or I could distribute this out and get 6x minus 18 over 7x plus 14. Now again, you don't want to be tempted to simplify pieces that are not factors here. So this 18 and this 14, even though they both can be divided by 2, I can't take a factor of 2 out of each of these because the 2 doesn't come out of this 6x and 7x part. I can only cancel common factors. I can't cancel things that are added or subtracted to other things. So let's look at part B. So again, I see here that I have 15 and 5 that I can simplify. I know that 15 is 3 times 5, so I can cancel out that 5. So that's going to leave me with 3 times x on the top and x plus 2 on the bottom. Can't cancel these x's because this x is attached to the plus 2. So that's my answer. And for the final one here, dividing, remember when we're dividing, we flip the second fraction and multiply. So 4 over x times x over 8. Now, the x's here can cancel, and I can also take a factor of 4 out of here. So 4 is 4 times 1, 8 is 4 times 2. That leaves me with 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom. So 1/2 is my answer.